Hi everyone, this is Eddie with Spiritual Book Reviews. The next review I have to make is not actually for a book. I've decided to expand this a little bit with spiritual products. This review is for Guardian Angel Tarot Cards by Doreen and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to mess it up. But I just went one day to a New Age shop, and I went to one that had a very large variety of cards. It was the Crystal Garden here in South Florida. I went in and I tried to find the biggest stack of cards that I could possibly find, and that was this deck. It has 78 cards. Because I really wanted a deck to be very exhaustive and give me as many pieces of information as I could possibly get. And honestly, I do readings the way I intuitively do them. I just fan out the cards and run my finger down, and the angels are present. The angels usually send a flash of light under my eyelids, and that's how I know which card to pick. Pretty straightforward. I just grabbed them and started doing it that way, but it comes with an instruction booklet that teaches you how to read the cards traditionally. I never really had to rely on the book, because if you see the cards, they give a lot of explanation at the bottom. So I never had to turn to the guidebook at all when I use these. Honestly, I use these cards about once a month, and the angels pull every card except for like 2 or 3 usually. And it basically gives me my whole month ahead of me. These readings that I do take like 2 hours, and they're very exhaustive. These cards they advertise the messages are very sweet. Really, the messages in these cards are very positive messages, which is good if you're sensitive. For me, I wish I had a little bit of the good and the bad a little bit, because I really want the whole picture. So if you're sensitive, these cards are great. Like I said, there's 78 of them in the deck, and you could really do an exhaustive read with these. Also, the messages, like for this one, I'll just read one of these cards. This one has a little border, a number at the top, a picture of a guy. It says, "The spiritual teacher, there are great rewards in spending time alone. Use these moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now." So you can kind of get an idea that a lot of these cards are spiritual cards that give you spiritual advice. So anytime that I'm looking for spiritual advice in my life, I do turn to these cards, and that's what they help you out the most with. They, as you can see the artwork, there's an angel there. And then they have a gold trim around the edge, like a sparkly gold trim, which is kind of cool. Gives it a nice little feature. So I would really recommend these cards for anyone who's seeking spiritual advice, because for me, I do have a lot of difficulty channeling, actually. I've become a vegan. It's a lot easier for me to pick a card than it is for me to channel a whole message on a card. So I do turn to these cards a lot for spiritual advice, and that's what I recommend them for, anybody who's looking for spiritual advice from the angels.